Someone once told me that in this life, you can choose to see the world through a negative eye, or you can choose to see the world through a wandering eye. Where I'm headed was once known as one of the most dangerous countries in the world. The year is 1970, and drug trafficking is on its rise. For the next 20 years, this country would succumb to cartel violence and the activity of left wing guerrilla groups. But slowly, with the help of local organizations and people coming together, this country has made a turn for the best. Welcome to Bogota, Colombia. My journey begins in the vibrant heart of Bogota known as La Calendaria. Welcome to La Calendaria, Colombia. La Calendaria is the historical center of Bogota. It is home to top museums, the government palace, and beautiful old colonial buildings. Along with narrow cobblestone streets, it is a must-see. There's a few things in life I ever expected to do, and one of them is to be here in Colombia. Now, I would be lying if I told you I wasn't worried about traveling to Colombia. Just like a lot of people that travel abroad, I looked at travel warnings, and what I saw almost completely made me change my mind about going. There wasn't really much I knew about Colombia, and what I did know was about drugs, cartels, violence, murders, gangs, kidnapping, and danger. The one thing that I wasn't prepared for was the sheer breathtaking beauty that Colombia had to offer. I started to feel a little confused, and I started to feel guilty, as I should, because the way that I envisioned this country was not the way that it was. I quickly learned that Colombia is definitely a country known for its nightlife. I was absolutely fascinated by the nightlife in Bogota. It's full of energy, and it definitely has a vibe. I quickly learned that food and drink menus can be as thick as dictionaries, as you can see here. It is never boring, as Colombians truly know how to party. I, personally, am not a dancer. But believe me, even if you're not a dancer, you'll be dancing here in Colombia. My time here in Colombia was quickly coming to an end, and I realized I wanted to see more. 4 days to me was not enough. The culture, the food, the coffee, and just the vibrant colors that surrounded Bogota, I decided I was going to keep this trip going. With a few friends, my girlfriend and I boarded a plane and headed northwest of Bogota towards the Caribbean Sea. Next stop, Cartagena, Colombia. Cartagena is one of the few places in the world that effortlessly possesses old world charm. The center of Cartagena's beauty is right inside the historical walled city, with its cobblestone streets, colorful colonial homes, and charismatic citizens. Cartagena, Colombia is an absolutely perfect place. Founded as an important Spanish port in 1533, Cartagena remains largely intact behind a high stone wall that peers out over the Caribbean. Within the walls of Cartagena, there is a neighborhood by the name of Gestamani. Historically, this district was home to servants in the lower class of Cartagena. Now it is the artistic heart and soul of Cartagena, which beckons artists and creative individuals from all over the world. The graffiti that covers the decaying walls shares the story of the rise of the Afro-Caribbean Colombians who inherited Cartagena from the Spanish hundreds of years ago. Local artists use these streets to tell their story in vibrant colors. Most of us know a little about Colombia's history, but maybe not the full story. I was wrong about Colombia. Is there crime? Sure there is. But point me to a country that doesn't have crime. The whole history of Colombia is actually fascinating, and they deserve massive respect for successfully renovating themselves to be much more than a country that was once known for drug trafficking. I fell in love with Colombia, and once I got home, I realized I had hours upon hours of footage that I accumulated just wandering the streets not only of Bogota, but Cartagena. This vlog was quite difficult to make because I wanted to cram so much into a short amount of time. Since my return home, I've been asked on multiple occasions if I would recommend anybody going to Colombia for vacation, and the answer is yes. Life is too short to fear the unknown. To quote Anthony Bourdain, traveling isn't always pretty. It isn't always comfortable. Sometimes it hurts. It even breaks your heart. But that's okay. The journey changes you. It should change you. It leaves a mark on your memory, on your consciousness, on your heart, and on your body. You take something with you. Hopefully you leave something good behind. Thank you for watching.
Cuando uno canta la vaina se pone buena. Beautiful, very good, te luce la estrella. My friend, tú tienes el pecho así como John Cena. Sé que tú quieres meterle magnéticamente, este ritmo no para, nunca se compara. Yo tengo el estilo que nunca me falla. Mira, gran video para YouTube. Yo rapeo, tengo la virtud. Sé que tú quieres meterle, tengo un 20 de tú. Sé que tú quieres meterle, yo nunca me quiero. Voy con Cartagena, le dicen los raperos.
Tiene cara buena gente. Yo voto por usted si se lanza a presidente. Ya le puse la estrella, bienvenido a Cartagena. Tiene un parecido como a Coscuyuela. Perico patrón anda luciendo la barba.
Yo tengo el estilo para te mato, yo me cuyo, y me toma la foto. Yo sé que tú quieres meterle, pecale que tomo los victoriosos de Cartagena. Mira, vacílalo como suena. El que está grabando es Antonio Banderas.